morning, the honorable judges. I am Arya, and I'm going to deliver my opinion that this House prefers a world where critical resources are governed by the International Material Agency. First, natural resources are all raw materials, natural wealth, and assets located within a country's political boundaries that are owned, controlled, and managed by that nation for its economic development and well being. Critical resources are any essential raw materials that are necessary for economic, technological, and national security of that nation. And why are they considered critical resources? Because they have high demand, vital importance, and vulnerability supply chains. And they are critical because whether they demanded for energy transition, economic impact, and the geopolitical dependencies, such as high-tech manufacturing and defense technologies. This including lithium, cobalt, rare earth elements are REE, copper, oil, natural gas, etc. And sometimes when it's located in a country's political boundaries, it will create a problem such as conflict, material scarcity, and etc. And the International Material Agency is needed to regulate and manage the material utilization to mitigate that potential problem. And I'm going to break down the reason for two serious problems. First, we need the International Material Agency to prevent the potential of systemic exploitation and institutional incompetence. A nation sometimes rejects the idea that critical resources must governed by the International Materials Agency for some reason. The reason is if critical resource is governed by the IMA means that we're adopting the national sovereignty to protect the resource. But in reality, there are many potential problems for the resource if the management concentrates it in one country. First, it can be a field of overexploitation, and second, it can be even the field of corruption. And the nation's sovereignty sometimes be the shield for that corrupt leader to exploit and even to nepotism without international interference. And if the management left entirely to the nation is highly susceptible to that political nepotism because as we can see the strategic positions now in some nations that are rich in resources, for example Indonesia, the strategic potentials for that mining leader and energy leader is filled by loyal politicians and not experts or scientists. And this can be a global problem because the leaders are incompetent, and if the leaders are incompetent, the extractions become inefficient. And if the extraction become inefficient, it can be caused a global problem because they only seek for short-term rent and they want to have a personal profit on that, and it can be also environmental exploitation because that incompetent leader can overexploit environment to speed up the production to fill their own pocket, and that can lead to shadow mining and destroy the local biodiversity. And The problem is the leaders often undersell the resources in exchange to their personal favors, and it deprives the actual citizens that uh, have the economic wealth they deserve. And the second reason of this problem why we need the International Material Agency is because we have to mitigating the global conflict. In this in this world where there are fragmented sovereignty, it's the critical resources can be a lethal weapons for diplomacy. The the critical resources that often be uh, common trade, common trade, common trade exports can be uh, can be the lethal weapons for diplomacy. For example, a powerful nations that sit on a large reserves, such as oil, gas, or rare earth elements, uses their supply chains to bully, coerce, and blackmail other countries. It can create a volatile global atmosphere where national survival depends on mercy of the resource-rich superpowers nation, and it creates a power imbalance because with that, if they don't need the share they have to get, it will be a ticking time bomb that became an international conflict. With no central authorities that guarantees fair access, the country can feel a desperate need to secure their resources through any means necessary, such as military aggression and territorial expansion, to protect their resources. And if we continue, we only waiting for the world to run out of resources while country fights over the scraps. And to summarize, we have two crucial problems. First, the sovereignty failed to protect the resource from overexploitation, and it can lead to environmental exploitation and can be a global problem. And the second, it can turn a mineral the global trade needs into weapons, and the the International Material Agency treat critical resources as a global common resource, and with the managed experts, it can benefit all the humanity fairly. And so that's my opinion about this motion today. Thank you.